Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Jones, founder of Gen-Tec Nutrition and former world champion bodybuilder. Today we're training chest. Everybody loves to train chest, guys. It seems to be Monday is International Chest Day. You go to any commercial gym anywhere in the world and all the boys are training chest. It's obviously such a popular body part to train. We all want great pecs, and of course it's the king of upper body exercises, the bench press. So everybody wants to know how much you bench. You tell them you weight train. First question, how much do you bench? Anyway, we're not bench pressing today though. I'm going to do a great chest workout. It's a creative chest workout. It's using 3 different styles of training, 3 different modalities. Exercise number 1, the incline barbell press, we're going to use a strength-based number of repetitions and rest between sets. Exercise number 2, we're going to use the old pyramid, old school bodybuilding pyramiding system on the dumbbell bench press. Number 3, we're doing one of my favorites, double trisets. So let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, girls, it's good for all of you, this workout, but particularly the boys. It's time to train chest. Let's do it, guys. Exercise number 1, incline barbell press. This is a great exercise. This is one of the kings of chest. It's not flat barbell press, it's incline. So we're targeting the upper pecs. Now you can't isolate upper pecs, mid pecs, lower pecs. It just doesn't work like that. The insertion point for the pecs is very, very small on the humerus. So any sort of chest exercise, you're going to activate the whole of the pec, top, bottom, inner, outer, all of this stuff. It's really came from bodybuilding, and a lot of it misinformation to isolate different areas of the chest through different exercises. It doesn't happen, but we slightly accentuate the upper or lower chest. So great exercise to start on to accentuate the upper chest if that's a weaker part of the pec, which it normally is. Especially guys with long clavicles, long collarbones here, you'll find that it takes quite a lot of years to fill out that upper pec. So start with an incline movement. Today, it's barbell. What we're working on with technique on the barbell incline bench press is very, very slow and controlled on the way down for a 2 to 3 second rep tempo on the way down, or the eccentric part of the movement. You don't bounce off the bottom. We're not activating the Golgi tendon organ. No bouncing off the bottom, but we drive or explode out of the bottom of the movement with control to the top. Squeeze the pec slightly at the top. Trying to keep tension on the pec the whole way through the movement. The eccentric phase, explode through the concentric phase. So that's the rep tempo. 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, explode all the way to the top. We're working strength with this first exercise, so we're working on 5 repetitions for our main heavy working set. This is old school, this is Dorian Yates style, this is Mike Mentzer style, this is heavy duty style of training. We're going for 5 reps on our one and only crazy working set. So we're warming up here, set for set. That's all we're doing is warming up on the incline bench press to get the pecs ready and to get the shoulders ready, the triceps, the delts ready as well. We're trying not to use too much energy here, but we're warming up the area thoroughly for our crazy one all-out working set. Probably the most important thing when you're training your pecs with regards to exercise technique is you must, to activate the pec fully, you must retract your shoulder blades or scapula. You must retract them. You'll see at the start of my set, when I lift the bar off of the rack, you'll see the bar will drop about 2 inches. That's me keeping my arms straight, but retracting the shoulder blades or scapula. Very, very important for full pec activation. You'll notice with the grip, with the incline barbell bench press, is about, if you put your hands straight up above your shoulders, about 1.5 grip widths apart, if that makes sense. Take a look at the grip. This is a great grip for getting a very full range of motion. The wider you go with your grip, obviously the shorter the range of motion. But where I have my grip, I get a nice full range of motion, a big stretch through the pecs, because we don't want to reduce our flexibility through weight training. And if we simply use full range of motion, we can improve our flexibility over and above those people that don't actually train. So weight training doesn't have to make you inflexible. It can be quite the opposite. It can make you flexible as long as you're working through a full range of motion. And one of my big beliefs, contrary to some of the research, is full contraction or full range, full contraction, full development. So always work through a full range. Never use too heavy a weight where you cannot control it through a full range of motion. The main principle with building muscle tissue when it comes to the gym, there are so many different principles here. Over the years, there's been so many principles developed and talked about, but there is one and one only. And Damon Hayhow, my good friend at Recomp, Gen-Tec ambassador, Damon obviously is a big believer in this, and I'm a big believer in this as well. I always talk about exercise technique and form being crucial, working through a full range, minimizing injuries, etc. However, there is one principle that guarantees muscle growth. One and only one. It came from an ancient Greek called Milo of Croton. Some 600 BC, I think, was Milo. He was a Greco-Roman wrestler. This one and only principle, Damon, you know it. Folks, you probably know it too. Overload, progressive overload. So week after week, we want to come in here on our bench press, our incline bench press, our squat, whatever compound movement you are doing, and we want to increase the load just that little bit, whether it's by 1 repetition on the same weight, whether it's by 1 kilogram for the same amount of repetitions. To increase that load, that progressive overload, is ultimately the main thing that stimulates muscle growth. So progressive overload is the key here, folks, and we're working strength on this first exercise. So really focus on trying to increase your strength week after week. For our 1 all-out set, I'd normally use a spotter. However, I'm Nigel No Mates today, so I'm going to do this on my own, but 5 or 6 repetitions is what we're after. Let's do it. Yeah. 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 Ah! 1. Ah! Yep. Whew. 7 reps. If you got 1 more, you do 1 more. 7 reps. It's good. All right, folks, exercise number 2, we're doing dumbbell bench press. I prefer the dumbbell bench press than the flat barbell bench press just because I get a fuller range of motion, particularly with a contraction, being able to bring the dumbbells together. These beautiful Avunco dumbbells I've got here, they're nice and compact, so you can get a great contraction. Repetition range and volume on this exercise. We're going to do 4 sets here, old school bodybuilding. I'm going for 15 reps on the first set. I'll increase the weight on the second, third and fourth set and lower the reps each time. So we'll go for about 15 on the first, 12, 10, 8. Let's do it. Some people might wonder why I use the elbow supports. It's not because I have bad elbows. I just love keeping the joints nice and warm. Touch wood, my elbows are great, but keep them nice and warm. I think it's also my central nervous system picks up that there's a bit of support because I've been wearing them so many years. And once you have something in your head as an athlete and you use certain tools before you do your sets, you think certain things before you do your sets, you get in the zone that you need to be in. That's just one thing I do every time now. If I don't have elbow wraps, I feel naked in the gym, which would be a little embarrassing. So what we're doing here with the dumbbell bench press, with this repetition range, with this volume, we are exactly doing that. We're increasing the volume. This is really old school bodybuilding, the pyramiding style of training. So we're getting some good volume in this second exercise. We're working through a full range, but again, try to increase the load next week when you come in. So progressive overload is the key, but we're certainly trying to increase the volume a little bit by getting a bunch of reps in here, working a slightly higher rep range certainly than what we did with strength on exercise number 1. Rest here between sets is typically only 60 seconds. When we're working strength, such as exercise number 1, we're resting for 2 minutes, even up to 3 minutes in a strength phase, or when we're working strength. Here, 60 seconds rest, perfect. Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, third and final exercise. We're doing one of my favorites, double triceps. We're using a hammer strength bench press, straight into a cable crossover with no rest, straight back to the hammer strength bench press, again with no rest. So double tricep. Tricep, 3 sets in one. Double, 2 exercises. So compound movement, isolation movement, back to the compound. First set, we're going for 12 reps on the press, followed by about 12 repetitions on the cable crossover. Straight back to the press, we're going for half of the number of reps that we did on the first time out. So we're going for 6 reps to finish it off for double tricep number 1. Let's do it. What you'll notice on this double tricep, the rep tempo is different again. It's different to our strength. It's different to our pyramid for exercise number 2. The rep tempo here is very, very constant tension. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up, keeping tension on the chest the whole time. Certainly on the press, you'll see that 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. When it comes to the cable crossover, what's really important with this exercise is you really squeeze and hold that contraction. Unlike doing a dumbbell fly, there's a lot of tension on the pecs in the fully contracted position, simply because of the angle of pull with the cables. So maximize that when you're using cables and really focus on the contraction. So again, you'll probably see and notice the rep tempo is about 2 and 2 with the cable crossover. However, the contraction, you pause and squeeze and hold that contraction for a good second at the top of the movement. Final set of the day, final double tricep. This is it for chest. So as you see with the weights here on both exercises or both movements here, we increase the weight each set, much like we did with exercise number 2 in pyramiding. So we're increasing the weight and dropping the reps a little bit. But the intensity is high. We're going to complete muscular failure on all 3 sets here. That is 3 double triceps. And really trying to get every last little bit out of the chest, because we have a week or so to recover. Rest time between the double triceps, around about 60 seconds in between each double tricep. Increase the weight, drop the reps a little bit, and finish strong. Get it all out, every last little bit of energy, every last bit of strength. Put the tension on the pecs, work hard, finish it off for a week now. It's your last set here. Whenever you're doing your last set, if you can't psych yourself up to be totally focused in this moment, then you're not getting the true spirit of bodybuilding. You're not going to reach your full potential with your training. What are you really thinking about here with your last set, with every set? Are you in the moment? Or are you thinking about the shopping? You think about something else, your missus, you think about work, you think about your mates going out Saturday night, whatever it is, I don't know. But what you should be thinking about is right here, right now, last set. Get your consciousness into every single fiber in your chest if you can. If you can get that deep, you go there. Go to that place where you get complete peace, you get complete quiet within the rage. All right, so that's where we go now. The chest is full of energy, the chest is full of strength. There's a little bit left in there, let's get it out. It's on fire. We build the tension, and we keep building the tension here until we cannot move the weight anymore. Might not be a lot of weight for some people. If you think it's heavy, you think again. Think about some of the strong men and what they press, what they lift. This is nothing compared to what they do. But you're going to get every last little bit out here. Get deep, get inside the chest. Let's make it happen. Last set. Come on. Yeah. Right. Oi. Oh. 1. Come on. You can't complete full reps. It's okay sometimes to do partials. Again, this is it. That's the last set for the chest workout. If you've got any energy or strength left in your chest, you've not trained hard enough. And guys, girls, this is what it takes to get a result. Don't come in here and go through the motions. Forget it. You know, that's not the way to go about it. We come in here, the purpose is to increase strength. The purpose is to increase lean muscle mass. And to do that, you've got to work for it. There's nothing ordinary about training to get a result. You know, what's the definition of madness? It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Don't come in and go through the motions. Come in, challenge yourself, change your workouts up, make them creative. Increase the stress, increase that overload, the progressive overload. Sometimes we can do it in volume. Sometimes we do it in just straight weight, increasing the weight week after week. So that's what you've got to do to stimulate muscle growth. That's the intensity that you have to train at to stimulate muscle growth. I know some of you like me have busy lifestyles, you have children, you have businesses. I feel you, I hear you. For me to compete at a top level when I'm so busy with Gen-Tec Nutrition, as a father, as a husband, living here in Sydney, it's a very busy place. I don't think I can compete at a top level with the other stresses I have outside. Obviously my training, it takes a bit of a backseat training. However, for those of you that have a busy lifestyle like myself, you want to lose a few extra pounds, you want to get in shape, you want to build a little bit of muscle tissue, it's great to still have these strict goals that you need. However, there's going to be days where you don't feel like training. You may have had a broken night's sleep with the new baby, you may have had extra stress at work, and you might not have fully recovered, or your energy levels just might be a little bit low. Now, to not train, in my situation, I'll still train like that, but I'm not going to come in here and go for PBs and try and overload based on last week's workout. I'll come in, I'll go through a full range of motion, I'll increase my energy, my strength, my flexibility in that situation. I'll probably lighten the loads by about 20%, 25%, and work through a very full range and work more on flexibility and health and improving and keeping a positive state of mind and a positive attitude through exercise. There are some days, guys and girls, if you've had other stresses where you're not going to come in here and progressively overload and train harder than you did last week, and I get it. I'm still the same. I'm the same as you guys. Sometimes I'll do a 25-minute shoulder workout. It happens. I'm busy. So I'll come down here, I'll train 25 minutes, I'll do a big giant set for 20 minutes after warming up for 5, and I'm done. I'll be out the door. So those days obviously haven't increased the load and stimulated muscle growth. However, I've improved my health, I've improved and kept a positive mental attitude and positive state of mind through exercise. I've improved my flexibility for the day as well. So I totally get it, you know, your lifestyle is going to dictate as well as to how hard you can train and how much priority you put on your bodybuilding training, and I totally understand that. For those of you that want to be a successful competitor, you must train with all out intensity. It must be your #1 focus, and you must have clear goals. So I understand wherever you're at, you can still train, you can still live the bodybuilding lifestyle, you can still benefit from this great bodybuilding lifestyle. So until next time, that's a chest workout, that's a wrap. We'll see you next time. Maybe we'll do some arms another day. See you soon. Be well. All the best.